Alright guys, welcome back. It's your boy Monoman Dan, and today we're covering over the technical test, Orcs Must Die Deathtrap. In this one we're going to be talking about the maps and kind of how they're laid out. This map is called the Back Alleys. There are 3 rift locations. You've got one here, got one here, and then one here.
Look here.
Those 3 locations have rifts. The last one is underground. So you see this one's active, this one's, and the other 2 are not. For this one, whenever you do spawn in, it spawns one of those 3 randomly, so you'll never know which one you're going to get. For this guy here, what you would normally want to do is barricade off here.
This will block their rampage.
So you block off the bottom route, this top route, this bottom route, and then this route.
The Orcs' ramparts are crucial.
And what that does is it brings everything up and over into this little kill box, and you can even block this off. So they all have to come through here. So this will be your entry point, where I put this tree.
Resist their taste.
And they'll come from the left, and they'll come from this, and then they walk down this little corridor, and you can build a nice little kill box. So that'll be if it's this guy. Alright, so if we're up here, what we would do is you can barricade across.
A barrier against the wall.
You're going to use the same amount if you do that, or if you barricade diagonally and then straight across over there. It's 8 either way. So you'd barricade off that side, barricade off this side as well.
Not this way, Orcs.
And then what would happen is they'd all come in through here. Now they're either going to enter through this spot or this spot. So we barricade this. Now they all come through here. And there's no entrance over on this side. Oh, I guess there is. They don't usually go that way though. Oh, you know what you would do?
The Orcs will not cross this.
So that way they won't come this way and they can't come in through there. Okay, so now they're all going to have to go around. And when they go around, they have this nice long corridor here. Boom, boom, boom. To be destroyed. So they can't, yeah. So they have to come up here and go this way. Everything does. Which is pretty dope. So that's if they're on the top. That's how you'd want to cade on that one. So the bottom rift will be here. What we would want to do is pop 4 cades there. And then 4 cades here.
Yes.
4 cades there, and then everything comes through here. So you, ideally, you put 4 cades there, which gives you this entire stretch on this side and on this side to put traps. Put them up on the top, on the walls, and then all the way back down through here. You use the whole spot to kill them. So if you have this rift, that's what you want to do. Alright, that's everything for the back alleys. Alright guys, now we are on the Order Arboretum. And this one is an interesting one because there are 2 rifts, and that's all you get. So one of the best ways to go about this is to...
This will block their rampage.
Block the front. And then actually maybe want to block the sides. So you block that side.
Not this way, Orcs.
That side. All the enemies come up here. And all the enemies will come up here from both gates. And then you can just like kill box like so.
Here.
That kind of deal, right? You can build your 3 cades here, and then you have this little stretch to kill, and you build into that corner to kill box over there. And I don't know how many barricades we need for the other side, but I think 7 is enough. So let's head over there. And this one can be a pretty tricky one, especially with 1 player. If you have a 2nd player, then yeah, but I think a lot of people skip this one if they don't. Then you want to build like so. And then if you can, of course, you want to wrap them around like this, or put those on the end, or whatever. But yeah, so that's how you'd route typically on this map. So they'd come in through here, or you could even do this kind of thing. Because you got a ceiling there.
Orcs will
So now
obey
you
the
have one square, so
barricades.
you can set a little chamber up here to kill some stuff before they reach down, farther down. There is quite a bit of water, so that water there you'll die if you jump into it. So be very careful. This map's very easy to die on. And then this is one of the chest locations.
Look over here.
It's somewhat frequent or common. I've seen it there more than I've seen it anywhere else on any map. But yeah, so they'll come down here, and then you got this nice ceiling, floor, wall. You could take them through the middle, you could take them through the right, but you just don't have as much stuff to use over there. No ceiling, no wall space. So yeah, I would imagine most people use this corridor right here to kill stuff in. And same with the left-hand side. There is one other spot that you can put stuff that I've seen. Yeah. Yeah. It's apparently deep water over there. And that is over here. Inside this corridor. So what you could do instead is you could diagonal trap over here. Close this off. Force everything up. And then you can diagonal barricades here as well, from that corner to up here, and then one up on top. And that'll force everything to go through this corridor, which is also a big corridor. So this might be a better location for you if you struggle with the other location on the bottom left, or if there's some sort of reason why you can't build cades in those locations. All right, let's go on to the next map. All right, this is Patio Gardens. Looks like this. You have your two sentinel spawns up here, which are just priestesses. Enemies come down from the top, and then eventually they'll come down from the bottom left and the bottom center. You'll have flyers come down from the bottom left and the bottom center, so you do have to watch out for those no matter how you build. You'll also have flyers come out top left and top right. The most common way you'll probably see this one played is 3 kids over here. And then 3 kids over here. I will also recommend for the flyers use these wall blades. The wall blades will extend out and they last for a short duration. They are very, very good at taking out flyers. And then lastly, you'll see something like this with these barricades, which what this does is it closes off one side and uses only 4 kids and closes off the center at the same time, forcing everything to come up over on this side. In which case you have a few more kids, so you can do something like this. Do that, and then this. And what this does is it creates a couple of corridors, even do this. A couple of straight paths, so you can use straight path traps through here. And then you can also use long-range wall traps, like the arrow walls against those walls. There's also like a bowling ball trap as well. You can place against each side, and they'll bounce around and stuff, so it's pretty cool. It's either that, or you can close the back off completely, and then open up one of these sides, so you can just like take this trap, move it here instead, and then create a little kill chamber right here. And you can place 4 traps like that in the water right here, so you can kind of extend it out this way and just kind of kill everything there, or maybe on the bridge or something cinematic. But yeah, that would be covered gardens. It's the easiest one there is. Anytime, or patio garden, sorry, anytime you can get this one, it's definitely the easiest one. You have a lot of space and a lot of time, and routing is very easy. Taking care of flyers is maybe the biggest thing, because if you're over there in that corner, you know, down here, and you're fighting your kill box, if you're running solo, then back here in the back, flyers could be getting through. So definitely, if you are running solo, invest in these wall blades. They're very good against flyers as right now. And you just place them all on this wall, and they'll do a lot. They won't necessarily kill all of them, but they'll do a lot to them. And then your priestesses can help out against flyers. There's just nothing else that's substantial against flyers that work really well. Maybe they'll have something else for you, some sort of floor trap that can affect them. I don't know. We'll see. There needs to be maybe something else that makes it to where you don't have to just fight flyers all the time, because then you can't. Then your kill box in the front, and if that fails, then you're playing cleanup and you're fighting an armored ogre, and then you get a couple of orcs slip by, and it's just like one thing after the other, and it just all falls apart. So hopefully they come up with something else, but that's the only thing to worry about on this map. All right, welcome guys to Fish Market. This one we have 4 gates. We have 2 out of the top, and they're in a lower level. They spawn on the docks. All the enemies come up 3 different ways. And then you have 2 upper gates that one of them comes down and the other one comes down this way. You have 3 sentinel spawns. They're all cannoneers, which are very strong, very powerful, but they're also 10,000 coin. The most common way to play this one is to come over to this top left corner and to do a diagonal cade. That's going to force everything from the bottom 2 gates to come up right here, which then you'll also cade this off.
This barricade will stop them.
Like so. Use all those cades there. And these cades here. And what this does is it forces all of the stuff from the bottom to go all the way up to the top. And they're all going to come into this way. If you have enough extra cades, you can barricade this a little differently. What you would do is place a cade there, then here, or 3 across, leave the 1 gap, place it up here, and basically you want to make... You could diagonally close this off, which would be great, because that would send everything from that gate up those stairs and down those stairs, which would bring everything through right here, heading that direction.
Look here.
From where we're at. The only thing that you do have to worry about are flyers. Flyers will come out of this gate.
Your attention is needed here.
They'll come out of this gate, they'll come out of this gate, and they'll come out of this gate. So that when they come out of the Tower West gate, they'll go directly down, straight across into the rift, and then these guys will go to the rift this way as well. This rift is a crystal rift, meaning that the enemies have to attack it in order to knock it down, but they do not disappear. So the more that are there, the faster it will go down. So you do have to take care of the enemies no matter what. That being said, one of the other ways to do this map, I guess, would be to actually not close it off, but instead encourage enemies to come over and...
A barrier against the horde.
You know, maybe do one of these things. I guess you'd have to close that off as well. So anyways, it's a little tricky to get it. If you have enough barricades, you could kind of close this off a bit. You know, you'd need, basically you need 1 more barricade. Place it right there. If you get that in a weaver and this map comes up later. And then you kill everything right here in this center. So you could have like ceiling traps here and just fight everything right next to the rift. Makes it easy to turn around, take out the flyers, and all the flyers coming from the top gates. You know, you turn left, turn right, and you'd be able to shoot them as well. So it's just a lot to do with all the enemies in the same spot. It might not be feasible. But that's also an alternative. If you have 1 additional barricade, you can do this route. And then if you have like 5 or you have the double barricades or something, then you can do this route where everything comes up here. And except for the flyers, then you go down and take care of the flyers. All right, that is Fish Market. All right, guys, this is Castle Courtyard. Let's take a look at the map. We've got
Friends, look.
3, 4, 5 sentinel platforms. I believe they're all archers, so they're 3,000 coin, and they're not very good. The typical way to do this map is to start up here, and you want to barricade this off with 2 barricades.
Here.
Then you want to barricade this off with 3 barricades. And then from here, you want to go diagonal until you get to this point. And that builds all the way over here. It's going to take everything from the bottom, take it all to the top. There's like pathways up there. So everything will go into here, except now we want to barricade this side off. 1, 2, 3. And then we have everything in the map coming through this little corridor here. Ideally, we have more barricades. We can, you know, corner cade, push everything into this hallway and cade straight across with enough cades, and then, you know, everything will be in this section here. Once you get enough. Otherwise, you just kind of, you can build that there, build it in the back, whatever. You know, if you build it here, then you kind of force everything to enter into this little section where you can build a kill box inside this room. Boom barrels, saw blade launchers, whatever. Do note that there are flyers that come out of this gate that'll go straight down. There are healing bats that also come out of there. They'll heal the other enemies. There's also cyclopean flyers that come out of this gate, and there are regular flyers that come out of this gate. And I believe cyclopean flyers out of this gate, as well as regular flyers, maybe out of that gate or this gate. I don't remember. So you'll have to watch out for those, because cyclopean flyers from this middle gate can sometimes go left instead of right if you're fighting on the right side, so you may have to withdraw and go take care of them before they enter the rift. Other than that, there's not really another great way of doing this. You could route all of this stuff like to the right-hand side where this guy is, but this really is probably the best way to do it. And this upstairs looks like this, so all of those enemies will walk up the staircase, and then they'll either go straight into that room or they'll come this way. They'll go down one of those sides, and then they'll enter in down there. All right, that is it for Castle Courtyards, and let's head on to the next one. All right, guys, now we have the Mansion Hedge Maze. This one is interesting. So we have Priestess Sentinels. We have one here, and one here. And that's it. We have 4 gates, 2 up in the hedge maze, 1 on the right-hand side, which is also a hedge maze, and 1 on the left, which is not a hedge maze. So what we would do for this is pretty standard stuff. We want to barricade all the way across.
This will block their rampage.
So there's 8 across, and then we want everything to come down here, right? But nothing from the back. So we're going to cover the back. And then we're going to cover one side. Which gives us 2 more. And then we're going to cover... Ideally, we cover this side. Now, this requires us to have 1 additional barricade, so, you know, if we can't, we can't. Let me actually make sure that we can't get this all closed off. Oh, wait, no, because we have the back opening. If we move this here...
A shield against the chaos.
Can we somehow build from back there with these cades? Let me try it.
This will delay their approach.
Okay. This could work.
Not this way, orcs.
So they'll all be forced to come this way. However, all of these enemies back here will all be able to go that way. Unless...
The orcs will not cross this.
Okay, if you had 1 more, you could close this off, and that would force all the enemies to go up and around the entire way. Otherwise, all of the most of the enemies are going to come through this way. So then you have this nice corridor to build, top of the stairs, all the way into this wall, down this way, and then they all have to take a right and go down through this corridor, and then take a left and go down this next corridor. There's Craig. And then if you had 1 more, you could block this off, which prevents any guys from spawning down there to go across and up and left. But either way, they still have to go through this entire corridor here. Of course, the things to watch out for are flyers from these gates that go straight through. There are going to be, I believe, some flyers from the other sides as well, but they're going to kind of get through the traps a bit more. But any of the flyers going straight through here, you'll have to watch out for. That's basically this level. There are, if you get sappers, you know, you got to go chase them, and you can get lost in the maze, and the enemies split up every which way, but you're never really going to use the maze because it's confusing, and likely when you're out there, you just don't have a good way to get back. All right, guys, here we have Town Plaza. Town Plaza has archers, sentinels.
Here, War Mages.
Those 5 locations there. They all are on an upper level. We have 4 gates. We have this top, middle, and this bottom right. You also have this top right and this middle left. I actually don't remember that one being open when this one's open. I thought it was just the middle. But for this one, the easiest way to do it is take 4, block it here in the back. Use these wall blades to take out the flyers, or grinders, I guess, and then arrow walls against these blank walls here. That should pretty much take care of all of those flyers.
The orcs will not cross this.
Get another 4 barricades here. Then you only need 3 barricades on that. And now you've got 5 left. So you need
A barrier against the
3
horde.
on that at least. And then you have 2 more, so you put 2 more over here. What that does is it means that everything from the right has to enter in up here. Everything from the middle has to enter in right here as well. And so if you have additional cage, you know, you could push it all into the corner and then move it back this way or whatever. Anyways, yeah, you'd build traps against this wall, against this floor, flip traps back into that wall, whatever works for you. You can have a lot of enemies walking through this side here, because it'll be all of the enemies from the middle going straight through. I guess if you could, you can have 2 more cades block this off. All of the enemies will go up to this top center, in which case all of them will hug this railing. So you don't need to split your traps up too much, but you're not going to get a lot of use of the walls unless you have arrow walls or boom barrel rollers, something that has long reach. There are plenty of other ways to do this. It's one of the relatively easier maps. It is a crystal map instead of a rift map. Another way might be to bring everything down here instead, so you would extend these out.
A shield against the
And then you would just have your other barricades where my character is, which you can't really see very well because the lighting's off in this area. But once they fix the lighting, then you can kind of go pillar to pillar and just kind of kill everything in here instead. But yeah, alright guys, that was Town Plaza. And let's move on to the next one. Alright guys, welcome back. This is Dry Docks. Dry Docks has 3 sentinel platforms, 1, 2, and 3. It also has 4 gates. One you can't really see very well, it's on the left hand side.
Look here.
And then you have one in the top center. Then you have one in the right and one in the bottom center, so they're kind of spread out. This one is also a multi-rift location platform map. So you have 1 rift right here in front of me.
Your attention
You
is
have 1
needed
rift
here.
here and 1 rift here. So for this rift here, what we would do is 1,
The orders
2,
ramparts are
3,
crucial.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe. No, it's 1 there.
Yes, here.
Okay, so we'd build that, and then everything would come through this side. So that blocks off the right and the front. So then we would just build like so.
This barricade will stop them.
And if you have extra barricades, you can build farther out, up and down, whatever. And this will essentially block off everything coming in unless it comes in through here. So then you have this little room to make your kill box. That is if you're using this rift. So this rift can be a little tricky. What you're going to want to do for this guy is you're actually going to want to...
Not this way, orcs.
build from this corner. So we'll have 4 more barricades left on me. So I'm going to come over here
The orcs will not cross this.
and block this off. So now we have a little corner piece, and then they come in and they'll go straight for the rift. But this will be a little spot where they can go under. You can also block the right hand side off and let them come in on the left side. Doesn't really matter. If you have additional barricades, you can turn either of these corners into a kill box corner, and that will work. Do make sure though that if you have this rift open and you're building these barricades that you know that there's going to be flyers that come out, flying cyclopses. All right, now if you have guys coming out of here, I don't actually know what the best one for this guy is. I think you can bring everything up those stairs. It's to get them up those stairs. So what you would probably do is...
A shield against the chaos.
So 8 across there. Actually, no. Maybe we just build around the rift.
The orcs will obey the barricades.
So I'm still using 8, but I think I'm going to use overall less. So I'll use 6 there.
Awaits.
Nah. It would need to be a little different. Let's go diagonal here. Okay, so we got those 2. Yeah, we got the diagonal there. All right. So now everything's going to go up these stairs. And what this gives us is a place to do something like this.
This will delay their approach.
So that gives us a corner, right? With ceiling. Okay. And then it all comes up onto this bridge. More ceiling space before it goes back down. Oh, a chest. I guess we haven't talked about this yet, but there are random chests that show up that if you take it, it will give you something random. So in this case, it gave me skulls. It might give you coins. It might give you rift points. It might give you, who knows. It can cost rift points. It can cost money. And then it comes back down. So yeah, that'd probably be the best way to do this, this rift as well. So yeah, that should be all of the maps and all of the rift spawn locations for the maps that have multiple rift spawn locations and the idealistic barricade situation that you would have. Yeah, that being said, guys, as always, if you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the flip side. Deuces.